Hi, I'm Keurig Ashley, author of the international best-selling book, How Would Love Respond, and the creator and founder of the Roadmap to Rich live workshop. By far the most powerful, life transformational workshop you'll ever attend. And in today's vlog, what we want to talk about is what are the 3 keys to having a super abundant, happy, and fulfilled life. Sound like something you're interested in? I hope that it is, because, well, first, when we make our life happy and fulfilled and blissful and all those things, well, everybody we come in contact with, well, we'll help them do the same thing, because it doesn't make any sense that you're having a miserable day and you think you're going to help somebody have a great day. Or even if you're having a average day and you're going to help somebody else have a great day. That doesn't make any sense. The only way we can ever help anybody else be happy, healthy, wealthy, and successful is for us to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and successful first. Because not only can we show people that it's possible, well, we can also show them the way, because we know the way, because we've been on the journey to get there. Does that make sense? So today what we're going to talk about is very, very powerful. I know you're going to love it. You're going to get a lot of benefit out of it. And it's not just about knowing the content. It's about putting it into action in your life. Because, well, Calvin Coolidge, one of the presidents of the United States, said that the world is full of educated derelicts. Now, what did he mean by that? What he means is that, well, everybody knows what to do. Most people aren't doing what they know. And it's in the doing that we develop, not in the knowing. Does that make sense? So as an example, everybody knows that, well, if you want to get in better health and fitness, if you want to be in better physical shape, well, you start to exercise regularly, you eat better quality of food, smaller portions of food, and you make that your regime. Everybody knows that, right? But 65% of all civilizations around the planet these days are overweight and out of shape. See, we all know it, but we're not doing it. So it's in the doing that we produce the results. So the first key to having, and again, blissfully happy life, wealth and abundance, magical relationship with a partner of your dreams. And by the way, that can include the partner that you already have right now. So don't think, oh no, I've already lost out, I'm already married. It's never too late to turn it into an amazing relationship. And by the way, if you're going to say that, well, there is no way, well, either A, you're staying in a relationship for the wrong reasons, and that's just victim mentality, and by the way, nobody's trapping you in it, you're trapping yourself. And be very clear on what I'm saying right now. I'm not telling you to end your relationship. I'm actually suggesting that you make it awesome. But if you're going to say there's no way to make it awesome, well, then you really might want to follow this process. Either way, the answer is the same. You got to follow this process to have a great relationship or to make some changes in your life. Does it make sense? So same with health and fitness, achieving your goals, all that stuff. The first thing that has to happen is you have to make a decision, right? You have to make the decision. Not I hope, not I wish, not I should. By the way, this is definitely not a should, right? Oh, I should do this. I wish I could do this. I should get some more education. I should learn how to create some more wealth in my life because I'm struggling right now. I should get a hold of my health and fitness and make some changes to it. I should. Most people wind up shoulding all over themselves. Anyways, the thing is that should, as you know, has never been powerful enough to make you want to change, right? So think about it. Has there ever been a time in your life when you told yourself that you should do something, yet you still didn't do it? Has there ever been a time in your life when you told yourself you shouldn't do something, but you went and did it anyways? Well, There you go. Now you get my point, right? So it's not a should. A decision really is, it's a must. I have to do this. I have to do this. I'm not backing down. I am doing this. Not I am going to do this. I am doing this. See, because if you say I am going to do this, well, basically what you're saying is I'm not doing it now, and your brain sees you in the image of your mind not doing it now, maybe doing it in the future, and your brain's going to keep producing what it consistently sees on the image of your mind. So if it sees you not doing it now and doing it in the future, well, as you get into the future, remember, when you get into the future, it's not the future anymore, it's actually called now. And so then it keeps seeing that in the future, and it keeps you kind of like having a stick with a carrot hanging in front of you. Well, no matter where you walk, because the stick's attached to you, the carrot stays at the same distance away from you. So it has to be as I'm doing this now. You have to start seeing yourself right now doing it. I am creating wealth right now. I mean, are you ever waking up in the morning feeling stressed out over money issues, over can't pay the bills, over things you want to do but you can't do, over pressure from maybe your partner of what they want, a different life that they want, or some experiences they want to have and you can't afford it? Or maybe it's some, challenges of the neighborhood you live in. By the way, at the filming of this video, I'm born and raised in Chicago, right? If you can hear my accent, that's where I'm from. Only a few weeks ago, in one weekend, they had 100 shootings. That's crazy. 100 people shot in one weekend. That's just crazy, right? Well, by the way, is not everybody who lives in those neighborhoods are shooting each other, or gang members, or troubled people. They're just stuck in the neighborhood because they can't afford to get out of it. Now you might be saying, well, that's not me. I'm not in that bad a neighborhood. Okay, but are you in the life that you really want to be in? Driving the car you really want to drive. Not the car that you've, accepted, and not the car that you've gotten complacent with. You go, well, at least I have a car. By all means, you need to be grateful, but on the same token, is not complacent. See, because everything in the universe is trying to seek to reach its highest potential. That means to evolve. And in life, if you're not evolving, by default, you're dissolving. So if you're not moving in one direction, by default, you're moving the other. So we have to make the decision, I am changing. And in order for things to change, I must change first. That's what we all need to be saying, is I need to change. The world's not going to change. I'm going to change. I'm making the decision. I'm different right now. I'm doing it. And you got to stand to that decision. So that's the next piece of this is the next key is commitment. You have to be committed to that decision. So every day, throughout the day, you got to stand yourself up and say, this is who I am, because remember, in order for things to change, I must change first. The only way the world around you is going to change is if you change, right? And if you're going, well, wait a minute, how am I going to change? And that's not going to change my situation with the people in my life and the way my boss treats me and the way my partner is. Oh, but it will. See, because everything that we see in the outside world is nothing more than a reflection of what we're seeing in our internal world. And when we start changing the way we look at the world that we're looking at will change. When we change the way that we're looking at the people in our life, those people will change. And yet the first thing that needs to change is us. Because when we change, we'll change the way we look at things, we'll change the way we participate with things, and that will always change the result that we get. See, because that's cause and effect. Every cause creates an effect, a result. So every action creates a certain result. And when we start changing the way we look at ourselves, changing the way we're participating, that's acting, we're always going to produce a different result. And we have to be committed to that. And so another way of saying commitment would be is to be consistent, right? Is to be consistent, because it's not what you do once in a while that counts, it's what you do consistently. Nobody goes to the gym once and works out once and thinks that you're buff for the rest of your life. Not, that's like ridiculous, right? So nobody does that and expects it, to be a great result, right? So it's not what we do once in a while that counts, it's what we do consistently. And you have to be consistent with it, right? So you have to be consistent with working on your personal development. And I'm not talking about motivation, and I'm not talking about positive thinking. Those are tools. And by the way, they are valuable tools, but they're not the only tools. Personal development means that you're developing your person into being a more developed version of yourself. That's personal development. And when you are that new evolution of yourself, that new evolved version, will think things you never thought before. Think in a way that you've never thought before. Act in a way you've never acted before. Do things that you've never done before, and that will always produce results that you've never had before. Make sense? But the first thing we have to do is make a decision that it's right now. And by the way, when would now be the right time to make that decision? Or decisions that you need to make? When would right now be the time? Right now. Good answer. I like that. Right? And be committed to it. Say, this is it. This is it. Because see, every day that you put it on the back burner, and you say, I'll get to it. Not right now, Keurig. Soon, though. I mean, soon. I'm just not ready, and there's things I've got to change, and there's things I've got to do right now. Because any day that you put it on the back burner, it gets farther and farther away from your consciousness. It loses more and more enthusiasm and momentum, and pretty soon it's just another dead thing and a pile of dead dreams that you never got to. But it doesn't end there. Because throughout your life, you're going to feel the pain of those dead dreams, of those decisions that you didn't follow through on, right? And at the end of your life, you're going to have a massive amount of regret that you're going to carry with you forever. Because however you leave this life is how you start the next one, right? That's just the way it works. So don't think you get off the hook. Make the decision right now. Say, I'm changing my life. I'm changing my financial situation. Because by the way, we want to fulfill multiple areas of our experience, right? Mind, body, and spirit. Those are the three things that need to be fulfilled on a regular basis and to be evolved on a regular basis. All three of them. By the way, if one of them is missing or you're only working on one of them, that's not a holistically fulfilled life. And so, body. Well, yeah, by the way, is, do things that feel good, pleasurable. Don't give those things up saying, well, I'm being spiritual. That's not being spiritual. God, made your life to feel. We're feeling creatures. So to rob it of not having the experience of feeling good, that's a sin, right? To not treat yourself at the highest level. But if we're only going to do just the body, well, that's not fulfilled, and that's not the greater good either. The mind, well, it takes wealth. To go have experiences, go to university, go to courses, travel around the world, see. And by the way, some experiences do cost more money, and poor people can't do those things. By the way, wealthy people can do the experiences poor people can, but poor people can't do the experiences wealthy people can. So as you see, wealth gives you choices, and choices gives you more freedom. And that's what we want, is more freedom. And the education not only improves your life, but improves what you can do on the planet and what you can do for other people and make this place a better place. And then spirit. Spirit's self-love, right? The Bible says, and I'm not religious, I don't have a religion, My mom was Jewish. My dad was Christian. I was just confused. But the Bible says, if you do not know love, you do not know God, because God is love. Right? And God, and love, by the way, is the most powerful force on the universe. Right? If you ever look at the motivation, the inspiration that makes people great and do powerful things more than any other reason, it's the power of love. Love of themselves, love of their family, love of their children, love of their cause, love of their country, love of mankind, whatever it is, love, the most powerful force. And that's kind of what we say about God, God being the omnipresent force. If you do not know love, you do not know God. So how do we connect to that one source? Self-love. And that's being spiritual. And so would love want you to be poor? Is that being loving? Would you want your kids to be poor? Would you want them to suffer? Would you want them to be stressed out? Would you want your kids to have ill health? Well, of course not. That's ridiculous. Okay, but then why do we allow that for ourselves? Make a decision to change it. Not just for you. Change yourself first, because then you're going to change your environment. You're going to change the whole world around you, and you'll be helping your kids. You'll be helping your partner. You'll be giving a more fulfilled, more joyous, more experiential life, and you got to stay committed to it. And the last thing, the last key is investment, which obviously just means that you have to put something in to get something out, right? So you can't go up to a fireplace and say, give me the heat, and then I'll give you the log. Ain't going to happen, right? You have to put something in first. So you can't eat an apple, get the seeds out of the apple, plant the apple seeds, create the apple tree that just produced the fruit that you already ate. That's ridiculous, right? So we're going to have to put in first to get out. And so investment means that, yes, you're going to have to put something in. You're going to have to invest in yourself. And by the way, one of the things I've always said is the best investment you can ever make is in your own personal development. Because when you develop yourself to be a better person, to be a more educated person, to be a more abundant person, you're going to spread that abundance, that joy, that happiness to everyone around you. When you have wealth in your life, you can show other people that they too can be wealthy, and better than that, you can also show them how to do it because you've already done it. When you're a person who's achieved your grand dream goals in life, and a lot of them, you can inspire other people to do it, and you can show them how they can do it. When you got great health and fitness, see, it goes on and on. All the areas, it's all the same formula. And so when you look at investment, yes, some things have to be put in. And a lot of times it is money, right? Because even if you invest your time, a lot of times it takes wealth to be able to give yourself the time to go do those things. Otherwise, you go do those things and then you're in a financial problem. Like, hey, I'm going to go off to do a seminar. I know I should be working right now, but I'm going to go learn something and change my life. And you didn't make the money then, and so now you can't pay your mortgage or your rent or your car payment. So going to do that improvement now created other stresses in your life. That doesn't sound like a great scenario. And how long can you keep doing that until pretty soon this topples over and crushes you before whatever you think you learned paid off? So we're going to have to put something in before we get something out. And if you look at the word investment, the way I look at it, and that is I invest in me. See, it's right there in the word. I invest in me. The best investment you can ever make is in your own personal development. Develop yourself to being a better person, a more successful person, a more wealthy person. And so check out the link below this video to check out our new workshop called Roadmap to Rich. And it's about having an enriched life on all levels, including, yes, financially wealthy. Because isn't now the right time to make your life the very best it can be? Check it out. You know me. Everything I do has great value to it. I'm here not to teach you content. I'm here to help you facilitate real, lasting change in your life. And that's what the program's all about. And I hope this was of value to you. Until I see you again, and by the way, please leave a comment below this video. If there's anything else you want me to cover, put it in the comment section below this. And until I talk with you again, have a most outstanding day.